This is a good read and throw by Brock Purdy. He's going to be facing cover two high safeties. Okay, he's got a receiver on the right side who's going to be running a deep post that's going to split these safeties. And Purdy is anticipating that the safety on the left is going to have to turn and run with this post route that's breaking in between the left hash safety and the right flat safety. And he knows that he's got a dig from Brandon Ayuk on the left side running underneath it. So he knows that Ayuk's going to be open. But there's a second factor here in addition to knowing his route combinations with the post that's going to occupy these two safeties, and then reading the linebacker who's going to drop back here. And he sees the linebacker's back to him. So he knows that the linebacker can't really see what's going on, and he can throw this with anticipation. And as he gets to the top of his drop, the linebacker's actually even facing the left boundary. So he's going to have to turn and break across and try and undercut Ayuk. It's going to take too much time. So as soon as he sees that, the ball's coming out. See how the defender is facing the boundary here? The linebacker's facing that left boundary. When you have a leverage like that, you know that that defender is going to have to take too much time to readjust to do anything to attack this route. It's unlikely that he's going to be in a position to attack this route. And because of where the safeties are and the post that's going on behind it, this is wide open. Good throw, easy looking pitch and catch. Let's take a look at it from Purdy's point of view. And again, post coming from the right, deep post, and he's looking to his left, and he's holding the safeties in their position right here. He's also now spotting that linebacker. And when he spots the linebacker and he sees where the linebacker's facing, he knows the linebacker won't be able to turn and undercut this dig route from Ayuk. And when he fires it downfield, there's Ayuk, makes the catch. 38-yard gain. Good play. This is an interesting play because you're going to see George Kittle on the right side here. He's going to work that stem towards the outside, and then he's going to break it up the field. And the defender's on his back hip, so it's kind of tight, but you could probably lead this throw inside, and Kittle has a shot at it. That's one way of looking at this possibility. Now, at the same time, you've got two high safeties, and when he finishes his drop right here, that safety's in a position that if you lead it to the inside, he's probably still in a position to cut this off. So it's kind of a throw where you could see maybe a really strong arm quarterback being able to throw a dime right in here, but it's a riskier throw for quarterback like Purdy, and he knows his arm now. He knows himself. Nothing else is breaking open, so he does a good job of waiting until the defender gets that inside leverage right here, and then he reduces the shoulder, turns outside, and he gets 5 yards on this play. And what's one of the things I notice about Purdy is that he tends to get yardage as a scrambler. He's not going to give you a Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen type of game, but he's going to move the chains or get some positive yards to help you get close to moving the chains. Here's an earlier example. You're going to see as he drops back here, this is covered. This looks like it's going to be covered with these two defenders here. This is looking covered, got the high safety here in this cover 3 look. Everyone looks reasonably covered except maybe this backside guy, but Purdy's looking front side, so he's not going to see the backside guy. Now when he does to turn and look to the backside, he sees the linebacker here in the flat passing off the deeper receiver to the shallower receiver. This is well covered now with Samuel. So what does he do? You know, he considers the over the middle prospect right here, but then feels the pressure, decides against it because he also sees the flat defender on the right side, knows that flat defender's there, and he might be able to cut off the tight end. So good job, and he gets wide. See how wide he gets to the flat? He doesn't run up the middle here. He gets wide so that he makes these defenders chase him, and he can bleed yardage out, get to the boundary, avoid a hit, 7-yard gain. One of the most underrated aspects of Brock Purdy's game is his pocket play, in the pocket, and also working outside the pocket, outside structure. These are two areas where he was always strong at Iowa State. Now, I remember seeing scouting reports that kind of hinted at that they weren't that good, but I always thought he was very good at this. And you're going to see this with George Kittle here. The way he directs George Kittle, the way he bides the time, how calm he is once he gets outside the pocket here in the red area. Because You're going to see pressure coming in. You're going to see 91 looping inside away from Trent Williams. And you see that pressure coming in. He's patient with it. You know, as he works his progression, he's looking up the seam with Samuel. That's occupied. And he starts to feel that push. But he hangs in there, waits for the defender to commit inside, and then he works it back to the outside. Now that he's outside here, now he's got two men here, and he knows he's got Jawan Jennings, but it's locked up pretty hard. But he sees that Kittle is working downfield, and Kittle's probably got the best chance to work open here. So what Purdy doesn't break and run, he continues to work towards the outside. Seems how he bends a little more to the outside right here. And he sees Kittle start to work back to the inside with him. He also sees Jennings starting to work downfield with him. And they work in concert. Jennings downfield toward the boundary, Kittle back to the middle of the field. Purdy's drawn the safety up. Watch him direct, and he gives confirmation of where Kittle's already looks like he's planning to go. And look at that nice throw where he resets his feet and makes that throw while he's moving left back to the middle of the field. And while it's a little low and away, it's the only place where Kittle's going to be able to make the play and nobody else. Let's take a look at it from this angle, and you'll see he's going to see Samuel, number 1, tied up early in the phase here. So he's looking to the safety right here. Then you can see that he's looking more towards Samuel here. Feels the looping defender, slides outside, stays on Samuel for a minute, but then he looks downfield, and you're going to see that's Kittle, who's at the boundary. It's Jennings, who's in the flat. He sees Kittle work back to the inside, Jennings back to the boundary, and then now he's setting his feet, pointing to Kittle, sets his feet. Look how he sets his feet, drawing the safety up, lays that right in there. Here's another nice manipulative touch from the pocket from Brock Purdy here. You're going to see him work looking to his left. He's holding the safety here in this cover 3 look and the outside defender here. And then he turns through the end of the drop, and he's still looking towards downfield. Now there's nobody downfield here yet, but it's really to occupy the safety to stay with Deebo Samuel, because watch Deebo Samuel's route here. Deebo Samuel on the right seam, he runs more of a post route. So what this is he wants to sell the post route against this cover 3 to where the high defender is going to stay occupied in the deep zone of that field, and he's looking downfield there as if you need to hold your position here. And he does that at the last moment, and then as pressure starts to come, watch how he goes from Samuel right here to a quick look to his check down to his back, Jordan Mason. See how he gave that quick look right there? Why does he do that? Because he knows he has George Kittle leaking over the middle. He knows that Kittle is in the middle of this mess. Let's see, where is Kittle here? There he is. He's inside here. He knows that Kittle's going to block, hold, and release. And so to give Kittle that time to release, he looks to his left. But he knows Kittle's going to disengage. And watch what he does, because he just calmly comes back. There's Kittle wide open in the middle of the field. Gets 11 yards, first down on the play. Look at it all the way through. You know, about a 5-step drop, selling the potential for the long developing post from right to left with Deebo Samuel. Then gives a quick look to Jordan Mason, because he knows the rest of this isn't really going to break open the way that cover 3 is playing it. And instead of going to this flat right here where there's 3 defenders in the area, he's not even looking there. He knows Kittle's going to slow leak. That Kittle does with the little look off to Mason, first down. Let's look at it from this direction. Again, holds that safety there for the possibility of the deep route with Samuel coming across from right to left. Keeps these defenders in the flat to the left side. Why is he doing that? Again, slow release by Kittle. So if these guys think that there's a threat for him to go to this flat with Kittle, he lets them stay in that area. Now he looks back downfield as if maybe he's going to hit that deep post, keep the safeties reinforced at their depth, and then gives a quick look to who we just saw there, Mason right there, 24. Look at the quick look right there, like he's going to throw it. And then Kittle disengages, Comes back and knows exactly where Kittle is. First down. Really well done. Now we got to remember, Brock Purdy is still a young quarterback. Okay, this is only his 3rd season in the league, and he's played basically 2.5, 2.33 seasons so far. Drops back here, quarters coverage, cover 4 cross, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, taking away the deep 3 receivers in this route combination here. He's looking downfield, doesn't see anything. Now he's got the check down, but he's got a flat defender here too. So it's 1st and 10. He's a little greedy. They're up 12-0 mid-second quarter. As a game manager, he's thinking, I want to see if I can bleed a little more out of this. So he keeps hanging on. Maybe Kittle's going to get open. That doesn't get open. Maybe this deep shot's going to get open. That doesn't look open. Now he's starting to feel the pocket compress a little bit from the inside here. And he does a little spin-a-rooney right back into pressure here. That's always the tough part. He goes, wait a minute, let me climb. And now he can't throw this route. It's too far. He got a defender squatting on it. Can't throw this route. That's closed. This is closed off. Everything's closed off. This is closed off with 2 defenders. At this point, just throw the ball away. You're inside, you're near your own 20 here, basically from the backfield. But now it's like he's sunk. So probably should have thrown this ball away earlier. Maybe should have checked down very early when he saw all of this and just checked it here to Mason, let Mason have the one-on-one against the linebacker. But he got greedy. And a lot of quarterbacks get greedy when they're having success early. And that's what happened with Brock Purdy. Had some early success, got a little greedy. That's okay. It's part of the game. Just don't want to see it happen too often. And if you're playing with the lead, you take those chances sometimes, though that's not really what they like. But he makes up for it in the next play. And this is a whopper of the next play, because this is the type of play that Jaden Daniels is probably not quite ready to make on a consistent basis, but Purdy makes this play, and it's to Juwan Jennings over the middle. And Jennings turns this into a 32-yard gain. Now let's take a look at it here. You're going to have cover 2 right here. You're going to have the linebacker dropping back. Purdy drops back, eye on the safeties here, this far safety on the left side, to hold him in place so that Jennings on this break across has room to catch a ball if he goes back and throws to this route that breaks inside. So when he finishes his drop, he holds all the defenders here, these 3 defenders, to that side, right? This is not open. He knows that, but he knows what's coming, and that's Juwan Jennings here. Look at the linebacker. The linebacker who dropped, chest facing the right boundary. So when Purdy comes back and assesses the middle of the field, look where the linebacker is. He's in a position that he's not going to easily be able to turn and work across. Purdy has held the safety long enough and the flat defender long enough that they're going to stay outside enough as long as he gets rid of the ball right now. And watch what happens. One step and the ball's coming out, and Jennings is going to beat number 40 over here. And gets that ball out and places it exactly where there's the void. And it's caught in stride, and that outside, that corner right there, can't get to it in time because Purdy spent so much time early on holding that left side so that it's going to keep that safety closer to the flat, outside flat boundary area. And when he comes back, he makes that throw, and it's right in the area where that cornerback can't get to. Beautiful throw by Brock Purdy. This is good leverage reading. This is maturity with how you hold defenders and you create spots that get open. And then you give that little bit of a, you read the situation and you see the defender who you can't see from this point of view, but where that dropping linebacker is, he knows he can throw that ball and get it there in time. Good catch by Jennings. First down. This is also one of my favorite plays of the game. You're up 19-0. Against the Patriots team that doesn't have a lot of offense, but you don't want to let them back into the game. And it's 53 seconds left in the half. You're deep inside your own territory, inside the 8. And as you drop back and look here, and your defense is playing a coverage where you got an umbrella-like coverage here with the deep 4, deep 5. He feels pressure off his left side, climbs the field, makes a jump pass out of bounds. That's exactly what you want to see. I mean, it's 3rd and 15. Don't try and be a hero. Just preserve the lead, give your team an opportunity to punt and not too far backed up any more than they already are. So it's good awareness, and he gets the ball near Jordan Mason. Watch here from this point of view. There's the pass rush from the left. Does a good job of climbing right here. And now he knows that he's got to make the throw, and he's got to get this ball out of the end zone and out of bounds near a receiver. Look at that jump throw to make sure he clears that defender, takes the hit, and gets it near the receiver. It's these little plays like this that a lot of young quarterbacks just don't make. Very smart play. Now let's take a look at the first play in the second half. This is against cover 3. Purdy looks to his right, comes back to the deep post to his left, and just hits Deebo Samuel for 53 yards, 43 yards in the air. Now, is this a perfect throw? By no means. He throws it a little bit behind Samuel. But he's got there's a lot of separation there. And what he does to create this space is what's admirable. The ball's where it needs to be, at least bare minimum. But you can see he's looking to his right here. He's holding the middle of the field cover 3 defender, the right deep cover 3 defender, and knowing that he's got an outside shade defender on the left, because that's what cover 3 is, outside shade of these receivers, he knows that Samuel's going to get space running that post, creating that, stemming the route towards the outside receiver's leverage, outside cornerback's leverage, and then breaking it back inside. And what Purdy's trying to do here with his drop is look to this right side and hold the middle of the field defender to that area where he is, so that Samuel's going to get that space and get behind him. So there's two routes, the Kittle route and this route by the receiver on the right, that keep the safety at this depth. And Purdy knows that. So when he finishes his drop right here, he sees the defender is manipulated. His hips are turned towards that receiver on the right side. He knows it's over, because this defender's going to have to turn his hips and start running, and Purdy's throwing the ball more to the opposite place of where the hips are of that safety and further downfield. So the ball comes out right away, and watch, the defender's got to turn and begin running. Samuel's on a dead sprint. When he catches this ball, that safety's a good 6 yards away. And still, even if it's underthrown a bit, that cornerback doesn't have a chance at it. It's a beautiful throw. Let's take a look at it from this point of view, and you're going to see a really good job of him, again, looking to his right, finishing the drop right here. And when he sees that safety get his hips turned towards number 11, he comes back, hits number 1. Here's another excellent deep throw by Brock Purdy, and it's to Jauan Jennings against quarters coverage. And I want to show you how they beat quarters on this, and look at that catch by Jauan Jennings. Let's take a look at Jauan Jennings make that catch right here. Jennings isn't super fast, and it looks like he gets great separation here, but look at the concentration to make that play over his shoulder with the defender on his back and make that catch while he's wrapped up. Beautiful, okay? But let's take a look, go back to the route. All right, you've got an umbrella coverage of 4 defenders playing off. Now what you're going to notice is Brock Purdy drops back and finishes his drop right here. He knows where he's going all along, okay? Because he knows where the routes are breaking, right? He knows that he has Kittle working up this seam, and that's going to keep this right hash safety shallow, because he's got to account with that linebacker for Kittle, which means that if he's got the deep post on that same side, it's going to break behind this safety, and there's going to be room to throw that ball downfield before the safety on the left side can turn around and break off to it, or even the cornerback on the left side. So really, he's automatically looking pre-snap to manipulate the safety in quarters here on the right side with Kittle, and then go over the top behind him. And that's what he does here. And look at all the room that Jauan Jennings has to run and break on this post. to just run under the ball and across the field before this corner back here can come across and help make a play. And he really doesn't even help make a play on that. But again, let's take a look at the other thing about this play is that he finishes this drop and he holds the defender here and comes across. Jennings, take a look at his route. He stems it towards the outside late to reinforce that defender's outside shade. And then when he makes that break, the defender's already turned around. So you don't have to be super fast, because Jennings is not super fast, to be able to get separation on certain deep routes when a defender's playing outside shade like this in like a quarters coverage. So he gets that inside shade, and now he's running across the field. And we know crossing routes are known as man beaters because you can get easier separation this way. Well, deep posts, when you get that defender turned around, can have the same effect. Nicely done. Now this is a play I'm sure Brock Purdy would like to have back, because the cornerback Peppers peels off George Kittle and undercuts Brandon Ayuk in the end zone for an interception. This could have really sealed the game right here with 11:26 in the game, left in the game. Now what Purdy does is what a lot of young quarterbacks do, and even veteran quarterbacks, is that they can forget about the defender who's covering one receiver who's in position to peel off and cut off a route of another. I call it ancillary coverage, the ancillary defender. And he looks off to that nearby defender, holds it, comes back, but he takes an extra beat to be able to get his feet set and throw, and that gives the defender time to break off here. And really, defenders at such a depth that he should have, in hindsight, he probably should have noticed that defender's got too much depth to be able to turn around and not be able to throw that. You're not going to be able to throw that ball behind him. But he tries to take that chance, and it gets cut off. In the end, Brock Purdy's playing good football overall. I mean, he's thrown 2 interceptions. He has 5 touchdowns. He's averaging 9.26 yards per attempt in a league where, that's pretty gaudy numbers for a quarterback right now. And a lot of them are deep shots, and you're seeing that. And, 68.9 completion percentage. You're seeing he manipulates the field well. He reads progressions pretty well. He moves well in the pocket. He's not unbelievably athletic, but he's athletic enough to be able to create positive plays in moments that look like they're negative. This is an underrated quarterback still in the NFL, and one that can support multiple receivers, whether it's Deebo Samuel, George Kittle, Brandon Ayuk, or even Jawan Jennings, who's playing good football right now. Thanks again for watching. For more RSP Boiler Room and YouTube channel videos, you can check out my channel, Matt Waldman's RSP Film Room, and my site, www.mattwaldmanrsp.com.